What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Parrot Press. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what I could have won. I'm sure everybody sat there and thought, oh, if I had this player and this player, if I had this stack, then I'm going to win all of these rewards. I'm going to be rich. I'm going to be, the best Sorare manager of all time and all those sort of things. So I thought I'd put that to the test. And the first club I'm going to do this with is Liverpool. We're going to have a Liverpool stack and we're going to see how they get on in All-Star Rare and how they get on in Champion Europe over a full season. Let's get into the video. So first off, let's take a look at the players that I've gone for. I've gone for Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Thiago, and obviously Salah for obvious reasons, a goal scoring machine, right? At the beginning of last season, they were very, very cheap. You could have had Alisson for 1.3, Van Dijk for 1, Trent for 1, Thiago for 0.28, and you've got Salah for 0.9. Now, a lot has changed in a year with Sorare, obviously, so you're never going to get these prices again, in my opinion, especially for their rare cards. But for a total price of 4.48 ETH, you could have picked these guys up last August. So let's see how they got on in All-Star Rare. You can see from this graph that we've done pretty well. Raking in the rewards with a star rare, 2 tier 1s, 4 tier 2s, and 9 tier 3s. This graph shows even if 4 out of the 5 players play. So it's a Liverpool stack that you just set and forget. Now, some people are obviously going to turn around and say that's not how Sorare works. If somebody's injured, you're going to bring somebody else in. I get it. But this video is all about buying these 5 players and just leaving them to see how they get on throughout the whole season. So let's take a look at the tier 3s. So of this list, I probably know one person, and that might just be lack of football knowledge. I don't know. Maybe you guys know all of these players. And if you would have sold these at the time of winning them, you would have got 0.61 ETH. That's literally, they're in your club, you're trying to get them out as quick as possible. Now, the current floor price of these as today is 0.73. So in hindsight, you could have obviously held on to them and got yourself an extra 0.1, but I'm just giving you the options exactly what you could have done at the time of winning the rewards. Moving on to the tier 2s, and again, time of winning them, they come into the club. If you was to get them out straight away, you would have got yourself 0.7 ETH at the time, and the current floor price is 1.95 ETH for these 4 players. Obviously, ETH has changed in the year massively, so you've got to take that into account when you're transposing this into fiat. You would have won your 2 tier 1s, which are these guys, and time of winning 0.6. Current floor price is 1.5 as well. Obviously, there's a goalkeeper in there. And lastly, this is the big one. I'm pretty sure people know who this guy is. And as everybody knows, goalkeepers are going through the roof at the moment, especially the change of the rare leagues that's upcoming in the summer as well. In total, if you would have sold all of your players, you would have got 2.7 ETH at the time of winning them. The current floor price right now, if you was to sell them, is 6.6. Mainly that's down to Lafont as he's trebled in price. However, that's what you would have won. There was 48 game weeks where at least one of these players played, and you would have won 35 high thresholds, you would have won 5 low thresholds, and you wouldn't have had a threshold in 8 of those games. So it was a total ETH in terms of threshold rewards, you would have had 0.75. So overall, pretty good in All-Star, right? Let's take a look at Champion Europe. Again, it's the same graphs, it's obviously the same scores, however, there's different rewards. And with this squad, you would have won 1 tier 1, 5 tier 2s, and 6 tier 3s. Here's your tier 3s. Obviously, they're all from Champion Europe, so I know pretty much most of these guys. At the time of winning, you would have got 0.53, and the current floor price is 0.8. So obviously not too much movement there. Moving on to your tier 2s. Another 5 guys that I've heard of. I know what they're about, I know what clubs they play for, and at the time of winning, you would have got an ETH for them. At the time of selling them today, you would get 2.4 ETH. And moving on to your one and only tier 1, you would have got Brahim Diaz. And if you would have sold him at the time of winning, then you would have got 0.3, and his current floor price is 0.25. Obviously, he hasn't done too much over the last year, hence the price decrease. So with these rewards, if you would have sold everything right at the time of winning it, you would have got 1.9 ETH, and the total current floor price, if you was to sell all of those guys now, would be 3.5 ETH. You would have got 1 podium, and I think that was a third, so you would have got 0.15 ETH. So that's All-Star versus Champion Europe. But what about the players themselves? How have they grown? What price are they now? So let's look at the last sales for these guys. For Alisson, Van Dijk, Trent, Thiago, and Salah. Obviously, they've dramatically increased. If you was to sell all of those guys now, you would have almost 16 ETH compared to what the 4.5 that you paid at the beginning, plus all your rewards as well. Just whether you was playing All-Star or Europe. Now, if we was to actually take a look at their floor prices, and you can see that again there's a massive difference, right? So people were trying to obviously get the maximum amount that they can because they know that Liverpool stacks and Liverpool players are overpowered. But if you was to actually get the floor price of what they're listed at, you would have almost 30 ETH. So obviously a massive difference. I think that if we was to sell them now and we had them in our gallery, I think that you'd probably get around 17 to 18 ETH back from your 4.5 investment from last season. But I don't see this actually working from, you know, if I was to do this in a year's time and looking back at these prices, I don't think that they're going to have that much of a jump. I think that obviously Sorare is getting more popular, but who knows? I don't know. I'll do this in a year's time and just see what the difference is. So the big question is, would it have been worth it? Would you have played All-Star Rare? Would you have played Champion Europe? Are you thinking about getting a stack this season with 5 players and just set and forgetting? Thanks for watching, guys. Hit the like button if you like the video. Hit the subscribe button as well if you want to see some more. I'm going to start doing this with some other stacks as well, and maybe influence my own gallery where I get a 5-man stack. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the future.